Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. The Hunter will receive more overseas trained doctors to address a growing GP shortage if Labor wins the upcoming federal election. The ALP says a decision in 2019 to classify parts of the Hunter as metropolitan means the region has missed out on a program which supports doctors to live and work in regional areas. The opposition will today announce plans to classify the Hunter a distribution priority area if it wins government. There are several local road closures today, and a number of areas around Singleton, Maitland, Raymond Terrace and Hexham are starting to flood as another east coast low develops. The Hunter River at Singleton is expected to exceed the moderate flood level of 11.5 metres by this afternoon and may reach the major flood level of 13 metres during tomorrow. Parts of the Upper Hunter, including Muswellbrook, Aberdeen and Denman, are expecting minor flooding. A number of schools around Singleton and Dungog are closed today as precaution, while an evacuation centre has been set up at the Dungog RSL if needed. New South Wales Farmers says cities need to pick up the slack in energy production so the Hunter and the regions aren't left short on agricultural land. The organisation's Energy Transition Working Group is calling for more solar panels and wind turbines in urban areas. Working Group Chair and former Mayor of Orange, Reg Kidd, says regional and metropolitan areas need to work in tandem.
Got to really look where we place solar and, if you like, wind turbines, looking at less productive soils. And that's one consideration. The other consideration too, that it fits into a community or into a region or into a catchment, and that's your visual amenity. So I think there's a lot more discussions that got to be held.
A defence expert says he's not surprised Newcastle is in the mix to be the location for a nuclear submarine base on the east coast. The Prime Minister announced Brisbane and Port Kembla are also in the running, but a final announcement won't be made for a couple of months. Professor of International Security and Intelligence Studies with the Australian National University, John Blaxland, believes the government is hedging its bets in the hope of picking up votes in key areas like the Hunter. Meanwhile, Greens candidate for Newcastle, Charlotte McCabe, says the government is forgetting the city was declared a nuclear-free zone by council in 1982. The Newcastle Institute is set to hold its first public forum of the year this week. The forum will be run by University of Newcastle academic Professor Julie Biles as she shares insights found from conducting the Australian longitudinal study on women's health. She'll speak on ageing, mental health, lifestyle habits and how the current medical system looks after women's health.
Look at our society and think whether or not we have the right shaped society for who we are as people and what our life course looks like. But also looking at our health systems and asking, are the health systems really serving the needs of people as opposed to various bits of people that might get sick from time to time because it all happens within one person.
Port Stephens Council is hoping to entice events organisers to the region with the launch of their new Events Toolkit. The toolkit offers legal information and advice for event planners, as well as a checklist for delivering safe, successful events. Council's Development Services Group Manager Steve Pert says the toolkit will support organisers of both small and large-scale events.
We've just launched a new public website also, which is a great tool for helping people navigate all of the services that Council offers. So if people go onto our website and search up the Events Toolkit, all the details will be there and certainly more information to come to actually support the toolkit.
2NURFM Sport.
A disappointing end to the season for the Jets women's side, with the injury-ravaged Newcastle going down 4-0 to Brisbane overnight. It sees the Jets finish the season in 8th place. A major boost to women's rugby in the region, with the Hunter Wildfires announcing they will put their entire women's side on paid contracts. It's a first for grassroots rugby in Australia and coincides with the restructure of the club as it prepares to enter men's and women's first-grade teams in the Sydney competition. Under the changes, the men's top side will also receive match payments. The Wildfires will also field men's and women's reserves and colt sides in the Sydney comp. And Merewether surfer Jackson Baker has produced the best performance of his rookie season, finishing in 9th place at the Portugal Pro after bowing out in the round of 16. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 4, 15, 19, 30, 33 and 34, and the supplementaries are 6 and 16. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.